So after all that planning, I'm finally getting things to come together. So that's some of the nasturtiums in over at the obelisk in the flower bed. I'm just going to water this area, so we're in the corner of the strawberry bed, and I'm going to get these sweet peas under this obelisk. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of jiggery pokery moving things around, because this is where I want to put the peas. So I just need to have a little think about where things are going to go. So let's grab the peas to start with, because they're going to be in this space in a tub. So let's just pop those out of the way. Let's have a little rethink here. Okay, you might be able to notice I'm having a bit of trouble. So I don't want to poke a hole in the polytunnel, so I'm going to have to work out a way of getting this obelisk into the pot. Once it's in and sunk down, it's going to fit. It's just getting it in. So I may have to drag the whole thing into a wider bit where I haven't got as much, because I've got these, oh, the sun's getting to me, arches. I've got the arches and a crop bar smack in the way here. So I'm going to do some jiggery pokey. Jiggery pokey? That does not sound right. I think I'm tired and I've had too much sun. But I'm not going to edit this out, because this is real. This is what actually happens. We have these plans, don't we? And then everything goes belly up. So I'm going to switch you off for a minute while I wrestle with this, and then I will come back to you. And it's in. So obelisk in. It isn't poking through the top of the polytunnel, and there's some space there. So let's get these peas in. So I might regret this, because I'm putting the peas here and we are pretty close to those bean arches, and of course the beans are going to just take over. But you know what? I often break the rules and it usually is okay. So, you know, we've got to work with what we've got, haven't we? And limited space. This is taller than I'd anticipated, which is ridiculous because I know how tall they are. But I just had this notion that it was going to just slot in, but of course it won't because of the curve of the polytunnel. So, do you know, I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to be okay. So I've got 3 pots of peas. I'm being a rebel, and I'm mixing and matching these. So I've got 2 pots of alderman, and I've got the Kent blue peas, which I had from Danny. I'm just chucking, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Do you know, well, I'm going to have to now because I've taken all the labels out. Let's just chuck them all in together and see what they do. I haven't sown all of the Kent blue. I was just thinking I should maybe keep them to one side so that I could save some of those seeds, but now I've taken all the labels out. I don't know which ones are which anyway, so they're all going in here. I'm sure there's loads of you screaming at me, don't do it, Don't mix them up, but I'm doing it. I have mixed varieties of peas before, but obviously I'm not going to save those seeds now. But I do still have some left. So it's fine. It's all good. Danny, I hope you're not watching this. So we've got 3, haven't we? So let's get them in. So I think there's a lesson here, and the lesson is, if you've just come off a night shift and you're tired and it's really hot, you maybe shouldn't be making decisions or trying to put obelisks with pointy bits up in polytunnels. Now, it could have been a lot worse. I haven't poked a hole in the polytunnel. The only thing I've done is muddle the peas up a bit, and do you know what? I'm sure it's all going to be just fine. But yeah, I'm obviously tireder than I realised, but I was just so keen not to waste the day. So these are going to need a little bit of string because they are quite tall, and they're just going to need a little bit of help to support them as they start. But they're looking really healthy. Come out, peas, come out. Whoop. Now you may be wondering why I'm not growing these peas outside. I've often grown my peas in the polytunnel, and the only times I've attempted to grow them outside, it's really hard to net peas, and if I don't net things, the pigeons and the partridge and the pheasant, particularly the pigeons with the peas, the pigeons and the peas, oh goodness, too many peas. Yeah, I just lose them to the pigeons. So, and you can imagine, you try to put the net around them and then the peas grow into the net and you just end up with a holy mess on your hands. So I'm back to growing them in here. I did say I wasn't going to grow peas again, but I really did want to have another bash. So I'm going to put these in, I'm going to get them watered in, I'm going to put a bit of string around them, and then I am actually going, not today, I am going to sow some more peas. So because this is not going to be a huge amount here. I'm growing these more for pleasure than I am as a sort of a main crop, really. It's going to be my beans, and particularly those dwarf beans, which I'm really growing as a pea substitute, if you like. And if you've been following me for a long time, you'll have heard me talk about that. If you're new to my channel and you're wondering what I'm wittering about in my tired state, there is a method to my madness. For me personally, although peas are beautiful to grow and I love to see the flowers and they're so tasty, I just find there's an awful lot of hassle and an awful lot of waste for a very small harvest to actually put on your plate and eat. And that's why I prefer beans. But you know what? They're still nice to grow. So let's get these watered and tied in. So that's the peas and the obelisk sorted here in the polytunnel. Probably not the ideal location, but it is what it is. There is a little space behind. It's just going to be a bit tricky. I wanted to have something taller at the back, but it can't go any further back. That's all there is to it. So I'm sure I'll think of a way of utilising that space. The sweet peas are in and the nasturtiums are in. So all the sweet peas are now in. I do still have some of the climbing nasturtium and I've still got the trailing nasturtium, but I'm getting tired. It's 2:30, and as I mentioned earlier, I've come straight off night shifts, and do you know what, I probably should start slowing down. So what I want to do is have a little tidy up, and then I think I'm going to go and read a book for a bit. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.